Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy Treacle, and today I'm reviewing the movie Deadpool 2. Yes, this is not a long awaited sequel, but a sequel we've been looking forward to ever since 2016's Deadpool came out, which is a perfect movie, fantastic. The comedy, the action, everything was fantastic in that movie. Ryan Reynolds nails the character of Deadpool. He was meant to play that character, and although he gets a lot of flack for the Green Lantern movie and for his portrayal of Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I actually didn't think Green Lantern was all that bad. I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not great, but it's not something that that trashed his reputation by any means. I think the script was really crappy. Had he had a decent script to work with, I think the movie just went fine. But and then of course his portrayal of Deadpool and Wolverine. That's one main thing I didn't like about that X-Men film. But we won't get into more of that. But we will talk about that at the end of this review. But Deadpool 2 was released on May 18th, 2018. It is a superhero movie that received positive reviews with critics. Currently holds an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, an 8 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 94% on Google. This movie was directed by David Leitch and written by Rhett Reese. It is the 11th X-Men film, and this is also written by Ryan Reynolds too. Give him that credit as well. Cinema Score, who polled audiences who've seen this movie in theaters, also gave this movie a grade of an A on an A+ to F grade scale. So they really enjoyed it too. And there's talks of a Deadpool 3 and an X-Force movie in the future as well. So I'm looking forward to those. But this movie had a $110 million budget, and it made $733.7 million at the box office, making this one and Deadpool the top two biggest box office take, I believe, for the X-Men franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this movie stars Ryan Reynolds, Josh Brolin, Marina Baccarin, Julian Dennison, Zazie Beetz, T.J. Miller, Brianna Heidebrand, Jack Casey, Terry Crews, Louis Stan, Bill Skarsgård, Brad Pitt, James McAvoy, Nicola Hoult, Evan Peters, Ty Sheridan, Alexandra, Cody Smith, McAfee, and Hugh Jackman. This movie basically picks up not exactly after the first movie, but you find Deadpool in the midst of fighting, and he seems to have everything under control. He kicks a lot of ass in the opening scene, but then it gets out of hand, and he's being chased. And his buddy from the first one, who drives the taxi, he crashes through the window, tells him to drive, and that opening scene is just really funny. But then they take this movie to a dark place where Deadpool, for the first time, is knocked down a level when they shoot and kill his fiance or wife to be, and so he is for the first time vulnerable and shows a different side of his character. While at the same time dealing with that, his loss, he has to try and protect this kid, Fire Fist, from Cable, played by Josh Brolin, which Josh Brolin is badass in this movie. We'll get to him in a second. I love the kid that played Fire Fist, and that is Julian Dennison. Now, I haven't seen him, I don't think, in anything else. Some critics say that he overdid his acting sometimes. I didn't see that. I think he was great in his role. I loved what he did. He was committed, and he was just kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, one of the things they brought up is said that he was too friendly, and then he'd go back to being angry. He was just back and forth with that. But he's a kid. That's what kids do. Um, they're really easy to manipulate and befriend, and that's when you see his vulnerable side in this movie. That he trusts people too quickly, and then they end up disappointing or hurting him, like Deadpool does halfway through this movie, saying he's not his friend. He's just protecting him from Cable. Now, Cable wants this kid because this kid basically means the destruction of the world. And he is sent through different parts of time, Cable is, to protect the world. And Josh Brolin has had a hell of a year between Avengers Infinity War playing Thanos to playing Cable in this movie. It's phenomenal. And I hope that he gets some recognition, if not from the Oscars, at least Golden Globes or something. I think he should get an Oscar nom for his portrayal of Cable. Thanos, not so much, because it is more special effects, even though there's special effects with him and Cable, but you see more of him himself than you do with Thanos. But I loved him in this movie. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is flawless. He is the perfect smartass, and I love it because it reminds me of me. It reminds me of my brother Todd, especially. But my whole family, we're all smartasses, and we can relate to this movie, and that's why we love it so much. Deadpool's sarcasm and body movements, especially with his head, it's just so funny. All the jokes in this movie landed. Some say they didn't. I loved all the jokes. He makes fun of everything, all different kinds of superhero movies. He even makes fun of himself towards the end credits. And like I said, this is going to be a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch this. I guess I should have said at the beginning of the video. But the movie's been out long enough. I was able to watch it and rent it. So, but yeah, the end credits, he makes fun of, and like I said, you've been warned, spoiler. The end credits, he makes fun of his character, Green Lantern, and actually shoots him while he's looking at the script. And he also goes back to X-Men's Origins, and where Wolverine is facing off with Deadpool, and he shoots Deadpool. He's like, "I'm here to erase this part of history." And it was so funny. I rewound that like 4 or 5 times. Just, I couldn't help it. But it is so funny. Sorry, my phone's going off here. But yeah, this movie is hilarious. Now, a lot of the other people I mentioned that are in this movie, again, spoiler alert, they're not in this movie that long, but I won't say what happens to them. But what happens to them in this movie is so freaking funny. It reminds me of what they did, though, in MacGruber. In that movie, MacGruber, which is a spoof of MacGyver, MacGruber builds a team to take on Kumpf, that is played by Val Kilmer. But the team there's something that happens to this big, massive team, but I won't say. But it's the same thing that happened in MacGruber that happens in Deadpool 2. But I love that, though. I love the way they did it. It was so funny. But the new female character in this movie, Domino, not only is she badass, but she's so gorgeous in this movie. Oh my Lord. So beautiful. But her superpower is she's just lucky. And I love that. That's something completely different. It's not your typical, oh, I can light your ass up with electricity or fire, or I can freeze you, or ain't nothing like that. This is something totally different. And I love that. I love that character. And I'm looking forward to seeing her, hopefully, in these future movies. But there was a couple of characters from the first movie that weren't in this movie as much. but Colossus is in this movie more than the other female character. I can't remember her name. I think it's the teenage warhead. It's her. I can't really remember, but she wasn't in the movie all that much. But Colossus in this movie, I loved him in this movie. And the fight between him and what is his head? Oh, Juggernaut and Colossus fight in this movie in the third act is badass. It's totally worth watching it. And we got to see Juggernaut in the X-Men movie X-Men Last Stand from 2006, which was pretty cool. But I loved what we've seen from him in this movie, and I really hope we get to see him in one of the next movies as a villain or something. I would really love to see that. But overall, this movie, Deadpool 2, is flawless in my opinion, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, of course. So in the comment section below, if you've seen this movie, give me your thoughts and opinions. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like this video. And don't forget to share these reviews with your family, friends. I would love to talk movies about more and more people. So the more that subscribe, the funner it'll be for me and everyone else. So other than that, I thank you guys for watching this movie review, and I'll see you guys next time at my next movie review. Thank you for watching, and check you later.